Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm Shana and you're watching Recipes Are Simple. Today we're making deliciously savory chicken burger patties. You can either stuff them into nice warm pita breads to make a pita burger like in this video, or you can use regular buns to make a regular chicken burger. In this recipe we make a delicious savory chicken burger patty as well as a spiced mayonnaise. So let's get started. So to make the burger patties we're going to need 400 grams of minced chicken. And to this we're going to add 1 slice of bread. We're going to soak it in some milk and then squeeze out the milk and just crumble the bread into the minced chicken. We're also going to add 3/4 of a teaspoon of garlic salt. If you don't have garlic salt, you can use garlic powder, and 3/4 of a teaspoon of onion powder. And next we're adding 1 teaspoon of dried basil. This adds a subtle but a unique flavor to these burger patties. And we're adding 2 types of pepper, 3/4 to 1 teaspoon of black pepper powder and 1/2 teaspoon of white pepper powder. Next I'm adding 1/2 teaspoon of mustard powder. If you don't have mustard powder, you can also add regular mustard. And 1/2 teaspoon of paprika. A couple of dashes of hot sauce to this. And also a good amount of minced garlic. This is around 2 tablespoons of garlic that has been minced to a nice paste. And we're just going to add a dash of salt. Now if you added garlic powder instead of the garlic salt, you want to add around 1/2 teaspoon of salt. But since I did use garlic salt, I'm just adding a dash of extra salt. Now mix this well, make sure all the ingredients are incorporated into the minced chicken. And then we're going to divide it into around 8 patties. Here I have a tray lined with parchment paper, and we're going to press the divided portions into patties like this. Roughly equal sized patties. We can make 8 patties with this. And make sure that you press the center of the patty slightly more than around the edges so that it cooks evenly later. So we're just going to set this into the freezer to set for a while, just until the patties have stiffened a bit so that it makes it easier to lay them into the grill pan later. Now we're going to make the spiced mayonnaise for these patties, and for this we need 1 egg. I'm using my immersion blender. Make sure the canister is nice and dry before you add the egg. And to this we're going to add 3/4 of a tablespoon of white vinegar and 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, also 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Initially this is what we're adding, and we're going to need 240 mils, that's 1 cup of sunflower oil. Of this we're going to add only 1/4 cup first, and we're just going to start to blend this together till it combines and starts to become milky white. At this stage, we can add the additional ingredients. This is 1/2 teaspoon of finely minced garlic. It's fresh garlic that has been pounded to a paste, and 1/4 teaspoon of ground cumin. This gives our mayonnaise insanely delicious flavor. And now we're going to pour in the remaining oil while I keep blending with the immersion blender. Pour the oil in a very thin stream. This takes a little while and patience. Just keep on pouring the oil in a very thin stream and keep raising and lowering the immersion blender as you have your machine on. And it thickens, and as it thickens you'll see that you're making mayonnaise. At the very end you'll find an oily residue on the top of the sauce. So to this we're just going to add 1 tablespoon of ice cold water and give it one final blend. And this just removes that oily finish and you get perfect mayonnaise. This is a wonderfully delicious homemade mayonnaise. You have to try it out. Now the chicken patties have been in the freezer a while and they're nice and firm, and we're going to grill them. So I have my grill pan here. Adding oil is optional, but I do like to add a little bit of sunflower oil to the grill pan. And then we're just going to grill these burger patties. I'm going to grill 4 patties at a time. Once you lay the first side, you don't want to move them around. Just slide the oil underneath the patties. In around 2 minutes on a medium flame, they should be ready to flip. If you try to flip them before that, you'll see that the minced chicken is not yet firm enough to be flipped. And if you look closely, you can see that the patty's starting to turn white from the bottom. That's when they're getting cooked. When this white color rises to about half the height of the patty, that's about when they're ready to be flipped. So around 2 minutes later, they're ready to flip, and you can see we have nice grill marks on this side, and we're going to grill the same on the second side. The second side sometimes does not get as perfect grill marks as the first side. That's perfectly fine. In another 2 minutes, just check if the patties are ready. A little bit more cooking time. And once the second side is cooked, what you want to do is with your spatula, you want to gently press these patties because the center of the second side is slightly indented. So you want to get that part grilled as well. When you press down on these patties, you'll see there's a little bit of splatter from the moisture that is released into the oil. So you might want to cover it up with some foil paper. And just another 30 seconds or so, and the patties should be cooked perfectly. You can check the patties to see that they're nice and bouncy to the touch, and you can remove these patties and get started with the next batch. Meanwhile, I've heated up my pita bread. I just put them in the oven till they're nice and soft. Make sure your pita bread is warm and soft before you start to make the burgers. And as I mentioned earlier, you can always use regular burger buns because in this burger it's the chicken burger patty that is the star. So to these warm pitas, I'm just going to cut them in half. What I've done here, I've filled each half of the pita bread with a good amount of mayonnaise, and then we're going to stuff them with the patty, tomato, onion, and lettuce. Pack it nice and firm and securely. Once you have all your ingredients, what you can do is just cover with the other half of the pita bread, which also has a mayonnaise spread in it. We're just going to do that with all the remaining burger patties. So it's neat to sort of switch up your regular burger like this with some nice pita bread. If you have some nice fresh pita bread, try this burger recipe. I'm sure you'll love it. The kids loved it this time, and this burger patty recipe is definitely a keeper. So this is how we serve the burgers this time. With that delicious spiced mayonnaise, serve these burgers warm. I hope you try the recipe. I hope you enjoy it. If you're new to my channel, please take this time to subscribe. I have lots more recipes coming, recipes from everywhere, recipes for everyone. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Bye!